Sorry, I'm a few seconds late. Do apologise. Can you hear me okay, everybody? And I'm gonna just load up my YouTube so I can make sure I see your comments, etc. Mitch, what? I said, can you hear me? Yay, Jimbo's in the house. Hi, Jimbo. And Richard, hello. And Rich is wearing small toe again. And Rachel says, hey. Hilary says, hey. Hi, everybody. Just a quick one tonight because I'm up early tomorrow, or early-ish. So just a quick one. I've got these samples that I want to share with you. So Jim's wearing the Labo Elang. Was that 61? I think he said 61. I'm still trying to get my laptop up. Small tote is gorgeous. Hi Heather. Heather saying hello to everybody. Where's my videos? I just want my channel. Yes, so just a quick one. I've just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 samples here to test with you all. Right, now got the comments. Am I too far away from the video, or is this all right? Is the positioning okay for everyone? Rachel's wearing Creed Venicia, sandal ambergris, love with a cheeky Merlot. Cheers. Where's my drink? My drink is a cheeky squash, some sort of pink squash with some water in it, because you don't always have to have alcohol. And Heather is wearing I Am Trash from Etat Libre d'Orange, and Jim says distance is great. Yes, sometimes in a relationship a little bit of distance can actually help make things better. Rachel says squash, question mark. It's like a juice that you water down. We call it squash in the UK. You might call it juice or something, but it's like you always have to add lots of water to it. Let me know what you call it in your country. Heather says, watching my son at tennis practice. Well, Heather, you're not, are you? Because you're talking to us. Jim, we all need to engage in social distancing. JC Russell, hello. Rachel, yes, I know I'm in Cornwall, just surprised. Oh, I thought you wondered what squash was. Oh, yeah. No, sometimes I don't drink. I don't always drink. I do enjoy a drink when I do a live stream, and then I worry that you think that I drink all the time. Honestly, I don't. So hence, today I've got squash, because I'm driving tomorrow, sort of early-ish. I'm quite thirsty today as well. JC Russell, I like your videos. Thank you very much. Right then, so I have pre-sprayed these fragrances. We've got 5 of them. They are from a very small company based in Barcelona. I don't know a lot about them. I ordered these samples going back maybe a year, and it's only because I've just sorted out all my samples, because I literally had so many in different boxes and it was just frustrating. So I ended up overlooking these samples, and they were just left in a box. So anyway, as I've sorted all my samples out, I've segregated everything into alphabetical order by house, and I've got this coffee table that's got 12 little drawers like this. So every drawer, so initially my maths was off, so I decided that there are 24 letters in the alphabet and therefore 2 letters per drawer, but that soon proved not quite right. So I've got a few drawers that have got more letters on than, obviously I've only got 2 drawers that have got 3 letters on, but I made the mistake of making the first drawer A, B and C, and that's actually really overcrowded, and some drawers have not got much in at all, so I might have to rearrange. That's probably really boring. So these fragrances, when I looked at them, I remembered that I ordered them. I remembered that they were from a small indie company, but I couldn't remember the name of the brand. So I had to do a little bit of searching on the internet and found them, and they are called what did I call this video? A Fleur de Piel. A Fleur de Piel. I'm not sure what Piel means. I'm guessing a flower of. Piel sounds like something like skin, but I'm not sure. Rich Mitch, Claire rearranging her drawers of a Wednesday. It's what I do on a Wednesday. I just have a little rummage and rearrange my drawers. So A Fleur de Piel, they're based in Barcelona, and they're a very small company, and they are only on Etsy as far as I'm aware. Oh, Robert. Good evening, Dendera in the house. Hi, Robert. Smelling good. So this company are only on Etsy, and they just have a quite a limited offering. A fair few. I haven't got them all, so I've got 5 here. There's a few I haven't got because the notes didn't necessarily sound completely up my street. But these ones, the notes all took my fancy at the time. So I'm going to try and find the notes as we go along. Oh, Tracy. Hi, Tracy. Mwah. Nice to see you, Tracy. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're rested today. So, has anyone tried this house? Let's start with that. Has anyone tried A Fleur de Piel? Is anyone watching that hasn't signed on the register? Because I do need you, it's a health and safety requirement. I need you to sign in. You can do that just by doing a little wave, a little hello, or some sort of emoji, or you can put words together and press send as well. But just sign in if you haven't done already, just in case there's a fire or an earthquake or something like that. Tracy hasn't tried these ones yet. Anyone tried A Fleur de Piel? And if you haven't shared your scent of the day or night or whatever, then you can do so. Heather is signing in on the register. Well done, Heather. Thank you. Jimbo's not heard of them. They're not even on Fragrantica, which is a shame because they smell like really nice quality fragrances. Okay then, are you ready to smell? Rich Mitch, Liverpool hits the bar. Okie dokie, Rich. So I'm just going to start in no particular order. Oh, Tracy's wearing Lavon's Trianon. That's a beautiful comforting scent. Tracy actually sent me some of that, and it's a gorgeous vanilla-y lavender. Really, really ethereal and sort of mystical. Lisa, hi Lisa. Thanks for signing in. Benjamin off of Sentitar Fragrance. Wheat is ready. John Snow is in the house. Hi, John. Rich Mitch, that's Lancôme. Yes, Lavandon's Trianon is Lancôme. Right then, so let's smell the first one. And it's called Overnia. Overnia. So you're never going to see that, and I'm not going to get up to move it closer. Ivernia. Overnia. In fact, I'm going to type it for you because I'm multitasking right now. Overnia. Here we go. That's what it's called. This is quite bitter, green, musky, daffodil-like smell. So let's look it up. Also got a slight lemonade-y feel from that, just on the, not when you first smell it, but then when you breathe. So you smell it, and then when you breathe, I get lemonade. If that makes sense. Does anyone get that? You know, you smell something in, but you get another facet as you release the breath. Does anyone get that? Is there an official term for that, or is that just a weird thing? I'm sure I've had this conversation with someone before who'd agreed that that happens. So have a look at their Etsy shop. They're just called Perfume A Fleur de Piel. If you want to, then you'll be able to find the fragrances. Right, here we are, Overnia. Samples aren't that expensive. They sort of range around £2 to £3, and they're sprays and they're good sizes. I'd say 2 to 3 milliliter sizes there. So Overnia is a powdery floral, orris root, hyacinth, rose incense, green notes, the scent of winter, powdered snowfall with orris root tincture and hyacinth enfleurage extract. So this has got really expensive ingredients in it. It's got real orris root and real hyacinth. So orris root, hyacinth can be a little bit herbal, I find. Rose incense and green notes. It's definitely powdery. Powdery to me, a little bit earthy, a little bit green. I can kind of understand incense. Kind of get the rose, but it's not like a full-on rose. It's not like a voluptuous jammy rose. If anything, it's a rose including the stem to make that greenery. Let me go back. Oh, hello, sweetie. Sweetie is going to try and drink my drink. No, you're not. That's mine. And she's probably going to knock the samples over. You'll see her in a second. Here she comes. Come on then. Go on then. Come on, sweetie. Right, pop that drink over there. And so John says he calls it after smell, but yes, it happens. Okay, good to know I'm not the only one. Jim says SS Overnia. Oh, sweetie, what are you doing? Leave my drink alone. She loves water, and so if she thinks that's water, she wants to drink it. She's nothing like her mum. Put that there now then. Right. Jimbo says SS Overnia was a British ocean liner owned by Cunard, built by the company Swan Hunter and Wigham Richardson of Newcastle upon Tyne in England and launched in 1899. Jim, you just must have Googled that. Oh, here she comes. Oh, sweetie. I'm just having to keep moving my drink away because I don't want to drink in it. Yes, you definitely Googled that, Jimbo, unless you are a walking Wikipedia. Swan Hunter was Sunderland. Rest in peace to a poor long gone company, says John. Jimbo did Google it. So I wonder if that's relevant. I wonder if that's where they've actually taken that name from, because I can't see a connection between the notes and Jim's explanation. This is about powdered snowfall, so it says. So yeah, who knows, but it's very pretty. It's a bit bitter. It's not too sweet. There is a bit of sweetness as well. It does remind me a bit of daffodils. Like, it's got the powdery aspect of the stamen, the pollen that you get on the long stamen inside those flowers, or lilies even. It's got that kind of green bitterness to it. Bitter, powdery, a little bit sweet at the same time. Definitely cool. It reminds me actually a little tiny bit of SP Parfums Magnolia. It's got that cold feel, which is, I mean, it's crazy how they do it, but they're talking about powdered snowfall, and it does feel very cool. It feels icy cool. So I think that's extremely clever. And I think I would pick this fragrance on a warmer day. Might be a tiny bit too green for me, but I'd love to try it on skin. I think it's really beautiful actually. So that one is called Overnia. So we'll pop that one down and we'll move on to the next one. Oops, some noise going on out there. So I've got my phone on charge, and if I've got the setup around here, it's really awkward. I've got the extension lead has to sit on a top here, otherwise it pulls the phone down and off the stand. It's all very, very highly technically perfect around here. Not. Scott, the Centurion. Hello. Hi everyone. Sorry I'm late, miss. I should think so. Stay behind, stay after class, Scott, and we will have you writing lines. So you've missed one, you missed the first one, Overnia, which is a powdery, icy, cool, slightly bitter, iris, floral concoction. It's actually really interesting. It's got natural orris and natural hyacinth tincture in it. So really fascinating fragrance house using unusual naturals. So let's move on to the next one. This is called May Axay. Oh my goodness. Right, I'm typing this out for you. So it's May would you pronounce the X? Maxi. Is either Maxi? May I? I'm going to stop now. This smells like it's got a really, really familiar note. I'm just trying to pinpoint what that is. It's sharp and almost honeyed. What is that? I really know it. It's one of those notes you know. It's sweet. It's sweet and sharp and honeyed. A little bit incensey, a little bit woody. Sweetie, she's knocking down. I honestly, I really know what I'm smelling, but I don't, if you know what I mean. So let me look it up. See if I can figure out in the meantime. Oh, where are we going? Where are we going? Oh, there's a mix. They do candles. Just found a candle on here. They do solid perfumes. Come on, where is it? Let's go back to the first page. Can't find it. It's a sweet note. It's honeyed. There it is. Right. Okay. Oh, yes. Cinnamon. It's really cinnamon-y. So yeah, samples are 2 millilitres, and this is a cinnamon, clove, anise. I like to pronounce anise very specifically, because when people say it often on YouTube videos, they say anus or anise, and I don't really want to smell anise in my fragrances, but I'm happy to smell anise. And anise is obviously star anise, which is that lovely spicy aniseed-like scent, that or the spicy aniseed stars that are used usually in Chinese cooking. So we've got a lot of spices here: cinnamon, clove, and anise, cardamom, as well as black pepper. So this is spice bomb, but it's not actually like spice bomb. It's more spicy than spice bomb. Sandalwood and vanilla, chai tea in a perfume, warm and comforting. Definitely, this is like full on, so spicy. I can't believe I didn't pick up on it until I saw the picture of the star anise. And then it's like, oh yeah, is absolutely all of those spices. Maybe I'm not necessarily getting black pepper actually, but the clove, the cinnamon, and the anise, the cardamom. Sandalwood and vanilla aren't that strong here, but they're definitely lending it a little bit of sweetness. I think there's a little bit of creaminess here. This is a warm, sweet spice. Usually these kind of spices are teamed up with tobacco, and they can become a bit cloying to me. I don't really like it when that happens, but this isn't happening. This is pure, rich, warm, hot spices. I'm not necessarily thinking it's for me. Oh, thank you, Jim. I didn't realise you're writing out the notes. That's very helpful. You get a gold star and a big fat kiss. Mwah. Cheers, Jim. Kevin, hi Kevin, thanks for joining us. Rich Mitch says anise. Oh yes, anise. Anise is probably better than anus. Jim, Sweetie looks ready to pounce. Yeah, Sweetie is being her usual self, we'll say. DB70, hello. Jesus, off topic, what is your opinion about the coronavirus? Do you think it's overhyped? I think so. I don't really know. It's hard to know, isn't it, really? I want to say I don't have an opinion, but I am slightly worried. I'm not worried for myself because I'm very healthy, and even if I get it, it's not going to be as big a deal. But I'm worried for my parents if they end up getting it. Both of them have health issues. I'm worried for everyone really that's got underlying health issues, because it is dangerous then. So I think if we all do as we are supposed to and follow the old hygiene rules and stuff and wash our hands loads and try not to touch our faces and don't breathe on each other, maybe we can get a grip of it. But I guess sometimes you don't know if someone's got it or not if they're not displaying symptoms. That's where the problem lies. But overhyped or not, I have no flipping clue. I really don't know. That's enough of that. So this one, May XI, is extremely rich, spicy. Rich. Why did people stock up on bog roll? It's mental, because it doesn't make your bum leak. That's not one of the symptoms. And you'd think if there's going to be a shortage of anything, why are people worried about bog roll? Because if they run out of food, they're not going to be shitting anyway, are they? JLW, looks like you've joined us at just the right time. Hello. Oh, Tracy's youngest has got asthma, so she's a bit on edge. I can understand that. You know, you can just take the precautions that you need to take, and hopefully you'll be okay. User says all the universities have been closed in his country. Oh, yeah. Oh, and apparently Exence has been cancelled. My friend Sue messaged me today that even the new dates that they put forward, apparently it's now definitely just cancelled. So that's sad. Heather, Rich. Okay, right. So final thoughts then on May XAI, we'll just call it that, is a very, very spicy cinnamon, dry, rich, slightly sweet fragrance at the moment. What I'm going to do, because there's only 5 samples, is I'm going to come back later underneath the video. I will put up some updates on the tester strips like Persolaise does. I'm sure you all watch Persolaise because he's wonderful. He will do some first impressions on the live stream, and then he goes back and he types out what he gets later on. So I'm going to copy that, because I think it's unfair to judge anything off a bit of paper and 5 minutes of time. But for now, the May XAI is very much as the notes would imply. So it's one of those that you can safely, if you read the notes and you like the sound of it, you're probably going to like the fragrance. Benjamin's saying Essence has been moved to February next year. Okay, all right. There's an article on Safle Bon about it. Okie dokie. Well, I won't be worrying about that then for a good long while. It's sad though. I might hold my own version of Essence in my conservatory here. What do you reckon? Would you all come round and we'll just bring a few perfume bottles and sort of spread them out? And I don't know. But yeah, maybe we should have our own event. Non-profit, and everyone just contributes a little bit to participate. Somewhere away from disease. Okay. JOW, sorry, just catching up, reading comments. End of the date is Strange Love. NYC, Silence the Sea. Sounds interesting. I take it that's an aquatic. Comfort in Sense. Here she comes again, sweetie. Smurf Sense. Okay. Wouldn't it be, we'd have to change it to Sense though. Oh, no, yeah. No, Smurf Sense. Yeah. That could work. Okay, we'll do it. I haven't got much room in this house though. We'll have to hire somewhere, I think. JLW, love that idea. I would absolutely attend that. DB70, my GP surgery is on lockdown, not taking any appointments, only dealing with issues over the phone as there are COVID-19 cases in the area in London. Oh dear. I know that there's been some locally, school near me, and there's been one child diagnosed. So it's definitely spreading around the country and the world. That's the foxes. JOW, I'm in Seattle, the whole city's in lockdown. Bloody hell. What's that like for you then? Are you told to stay indoors? What happens with getting food and stuff? All the schools are closed, parents giving itinerary to school at home. Bloody hell. Can you get deliveries? Can you get takeaways or grocery deliveries? Heather, I work in a casino. I've been nervous every day. Yeah, working facing the public. Do not envy anyone having to face the public. I know, darling. Oh, yeah, that's scary. Right. Off she goes again. We'll smell another one of these fragrances. JLW, working from home, we get delivery for food and it's like the beginning of a zombie film. Bloody hell. Oh, scary. Well, I'm glad you could join us even though you're on lockdown. At least you get to join your frag heads in a little group session tonight or today. So this one is called La Divine. La Divine. I'm going to try and look up the notes. Jimbo, if you're on the ball, let's see if you can beat me. Beat me to it. So it's L-A and then D-I-V-I-N-E, La Divine. And let's see if I can find La Divine. Here it is. Right then. So this smells quite soapy and clean, a little bit green, a little bit dry. Let's just find the notes now. Aldehydic floral, aldehydes, white flowers, incense, white musk. The scent of feeling clean and brand new, mineral and crystalline, inspired by minerals and new stars. So that makes sense. It does smell extremely clean. I would say when it says white flowers, to me it feels more like it could be lily and magnolia rather than jasmine, orange blossom. It's the colder flowers rather than the warmer, more sexy flowers, if that makes sense. Aldehydes, I don't feel like they're the kind of aldehydes you get in Chanel No. 5. It's nothing like that. You're not getting anything old-fashioned here. I think they're just lending it a little soapiness, a little bubbly fizz, but not that sharp fizz of Chanel No. 5. If you're averse to aldehydes, you may still like this. This is probably close ballpark to your Pure Poison. It's got that cool, cold, crisp, white, clean floral thing. And just to me it's a touch green. There's nothing really green listed, but there's just a hint of something green, not just like a breeze of grass, fresh breeze of grass maybe. My laptop's reloading, so I've lost my comments. I don't know if you can still see me, everyone, but I'm having trouble. Oh, here we go. Okay. Rich Mitch says, Dan deleted my comment about having to wash your ass with 7-Eleven because of people panic buying bog roll. I'm surprised. He doesn't normally do things like that. He's normally quite open-minded. JLW's laughing. Jim, it sounds like you were only trying to perform a public service, Rich. Okay, you can still see me. Phew, okie dokie. I think my laptop just had a little wobble there. So yeah, this is a clean white floral, but in a very much a magnolia lily kind of way. Very creamy, crisp. I'm thinking of a white blouse or crisp white shirt. Almost a laundry musk. Soapy. Kind of sexless. Like it's the opposite of sexy, if that makes sense. If you just want to smell like, what do you call it? What's the word? I've lost the word. Sanitized, but it wasn't quite that word. No, clinically clean. It's kind of like that. It's a bit softer than, it's not quite clinically clean, but it's a very clean, very, it's a kind of, I would, imagine a head teacher of a school who's fairly stern and professional, but dresses really, really nicely. She wants to keep a sort of austere aloofness, but she dresses really nicely and smart. She always has a crisp, clean blouse on, and she never has that coffee breath that teachers always have. Oh, Moody Boo. Hi, Brenda. Hey, pretty lady, so glad you're live. Hi, Fragrance Reviews Worldwide. Oh, Fragrance Reviews Worldwide. Hello. Nice to see you, Brenda. Nice to see Fragrance Reviews Worldwide. So this one is called La Divine, and it's probably too clean for me. Doesn't really suit my personality. It's not got a great deal of personality. It's the sort of thing you'd wear to a job interview, or when you're not trying to display any outward quirkiness, or you know, you're just being well behaved and on top of your game, that kind of thing. Well put together, well groomed, clean, not really up for mischief right now, that kind of thing. And guess what? That's never me. I'm always up for mischief. You want mischief? I'm your girl. Rich Mitch says, it's been pissing down here today, struggling to find a scent to cover the cold weather. On Sans Mythique working quite well. And as is Prada Amber pour Homme. Yeah, I mean, how do you cover up the fact that it's raining? There's no scent for that. You could just go full denial and go for a beachy scent. Hi Jasmine, nice to see you. Mwah. So we've only got 2 fragrances left. So we're going to go, the next one's going to be called Sollar. So let me write that out for you. Otsaila. And I'll see if I can find it to get the notes. But I should probably at least sniff it a little bit and try and tell you what I get from it. That's kind of a little bit green, almost like a galbanum. but also with some kind of sherbet that's a bit sweet and a bit sour. It's musky, a little bit woodsy. It's kind of clean still, so clean like the other one. Let me see if I can find the notes. Yeah, it's woodsy, almost incensey. I'm not sure if I'd say it's incensey, but it feels like it's leaning a touch incensey. Little green, a little woodsy, maybe a bit more masculine. This is probably the most masculine of all of them. I can see Dan, Mr. Smelly, quite liking this one. So something tells me it's almost, I guess it's almost barbershop-y. But I can't find, oh here it is, Sollar, here we go. JLW, are these from Etsy? Yes, they are. Jimbo says it's violet, rose, incense and woods. Jasmine, a bit late, but I'm trying Centauri. Love Gaia so far, so exciting. I love Centauri. What a fantastic house, beautiful presentation and really well thought out perfumes with amazing ingredients. Really absolutely digging Centauri. On Etsy it says Gothic Violet. Moody Boo says, hey Smurfy, how's the performance on some of those? I haven't really given them any skin time. I've had them ages, Moody, and I kind of forgot about them. They got buried in with all the other samples, so they haven't had a proper skin time. But I'm going to update the video later on with some more findings. So in the comments, or maybe I'll pin a comment or something like that, and I'll let you know. How I get on. Let's see. So yeah, that's all they're telling us about these the notes: violet, rose, incense and woods. So I can see why I picked this one out, because I love violet and rose and I love incense, and I'm quite happy with woods. Like, it's been a while since I've experienced wood, but I'd say this is more woody and incensey than it is floral. I feel like the wood's kind of taken over. So it started off a bit more floral, and there's a hint of that there, but now it's more woodsy. It's quite powdery, quite dry. Feels to me a bit on the masculine side, which you wouldn't really think from the notes. Yeah, JLW, the notes sound lovely. Excuse me, but it's much more, certainly on here. Maybe I can spray one on skin, because skin can really make a difference. On the paper, it's more woodsy, dry, less on the rose and the violet. Sorry, sweetie. She is not impressed. So let's see what I get from that in a minute on skin. The next one we're going to do is called Amor Vero. So we'll do that in a second. I think I know where that one is. That's near the top of the first page. Yeah, there it is. Amor Vero. It says A-M-O-R-V-E-R-O. Amor Vero. And I've saved that one till last because I think it is my favourite. And I'll load up the notes ready. So Haute Sailor now on my skin. Has a kind of sharp incensey woods. And the violet and rose is very underplayed, and the woods and the incense are the main player. So it feels more masculine because it's woods heavy rather than being floral heavy. I don't think a bloke would have any issues wearing this at all. It's got almost an amouage feel to it with the incense, you know. it's a really, really nice composition. It's probably not sweet enough for my taste. I would rather have more rose, more violet, and some vanilla. But it is really nice if you want something dry, woody, with just that hint of floral, then I think you'll like that. So let's go on to Amor Vero. So that one looks like that. Moody Boo says, is it weird I prefer woody perfume over floral? Definitely not. What you like is what you like. It's not necessarily always going to be the more girly stuff. JW, I know, poor sweetie. She got gassed. Yeah. Poor sweetie. So yeah, Jim's found the notes for Amor Vero. We've got pear, violet, rose, mimosa, white musk, and vanilla. So this is the sweetest of the lot, and it's also, I'd say, the most floral of the lot. This is definitely the most up my street of the lot. It reminds me a little bit of Yves Saint Laurent Paris, but it's not quite as fresh. But you do get that rose and violet combination. And it's a touch soapy, so I think that's probably the rose that's adding a touch of soapiness. Mind you, violet can sometimes go a bit soapy as well. And the pear is understated, so the pear's blending in with the florals. So there's not an... Oh, I'm having trouble with my words today. There's not an obvious pear note, but it kind of just blends the rose and the blurs with the rose and the violet together and just gives it a slightly watery, green, fruity scent. Yeah, Jim, definitely Smurfy material. Absolutely. Pear, violet, rose, mimosa, white musk, and vanilla. I love every single note. I mean, that could almost be a bespoke perfume for me. It's quite sweet. And the soapiness is something that you might not expect from reading the notes. There's something in here that reminds me of the Prada one I've been talking about lately, Tainted Love by Prada. If you know that one, there's some definite connections. This is louder on the florals than Prada is, but there's a connecting note that's in both. That's a non-sweet note that I've never been able to pinpoint exactly what it is. Maybe it's mimosa, I'm not sure. Maybe it's the kind of musks that they're using. There's something in here that's not sweet. It's not to say it's savoury, but it's not sweet. So it's acting a little bit like a Jacob's cream cracker. Because you could have a Jacob's cream cracker with jam on it, but you could also have a Jacob's cream cracker with Marmite or cheese on it, because it's actually quite a neutral biscuit, and you could dress it up sweet, you could dress it up savoury. Rich will know what I'm talking about. Rich, when did you last have a Jacob's cream cracker? But it feels like there's a note that's a little bit like a Jacob's cream cracker, but not as savoury. That's kind of tempering the sweetness and the florals. JLW, I like those florals. The pear note, I wonder if it's a bit watery. I think it is a little bit. I would like the pear to be a more definite pear, or even a sweet pear drop, you know, a boiled sweet pear note. I'd like it more in the forefront. But it is a really beautiful floral combination. It's a very girly fragrance. It's definitely the most feminine. It's the most sweet out of all of these. Some of you will find it the most uninteresting. That's not, is that a, let's try and rephrase that. Some of you will find it the least interesting because it is kind of very girly and flirty and fruity floral. So it's, if you're used to designer fragrances, it's not too far a step away from designers, but it's super pretty and it's quite a voluptuous fragrance as well. Rich Mitch, you are fucking hilarious. Neutral biscuit, Swisskit. You're a genius, I think. You're an actual genius with these things you come up with. Tracy had a cracker with Fleur on earlier. Yum, yum, yum. Love a cracker. Fraghand Linda, I'm super smitten by Tainted Love. In that case, Linda, I think you're going to like this one. The, I've forgotten what it's called, Vero. Amor Vero. If you wanted something with more stronger on the florals, bit more girly, bit more flirty, fruity, you might like this one. Rich, yes, it's true, I am. Benjamin, got to run, fun chatting. Nice to see you, Benjamin, thanks for popping in. Yes, so this is my favourite, so let's spray some on skin. I have had this on skin a few times and I just can't really remember my experience with it. That's why that's got the least in it. I doubt you can see that, but it's only got now that much left. I don't know what the prices are on the full bottles. If anyone can see, I'm looking at, there's also lots of samples. I can't seem to find. There's solid perfumes, there's candles, there's roll-ons, they've got some natural tinctures. But it's a really interesting Etsy store. I'm just trying to find an actual full bottle to see what size and what price it is. Let's have a look, see, and we'll spray some of this on. Oh, there we go. So it's either samples or solid perfumes. Yeah, I don't know how it works, but at the moment on the Etsy store, you can only seem to get samples. It doesn't look like they do bigger bottles, or they certainly don't seem to at the moment. So that's interesting. Yeah, Jim can't find any full bottles either. JLW pricing's quite a big range. David saying evening. Hi David. Yeah, so I'm not sure what the situation is, whether they're just out of stock of full bottles or maybe they only sell samples. I'm not entirely sure. If I find out, I'll let you know. But really, that's kind of it for fragrance sample sniffing. I don't know what the time is. I will be going to bed shortly. It's gone 10 o'clock and I'm actually having to get up tomorrow. I'm going to a treatment works site. Have to pay back some hours at work. It's part of our shift pattern. We always have to pay back some hours, and so I'm off to visit a treatment works tomorrow, early doors. Luckily my colleague who I'm meeting up with happens to be a fraghead, so I'm sure amongst all the looking at how they dose the calic and the chlorine, we might find time to smell a few perfumes. But of course I'll mostly be focused on work because, you know, I'm a workaholic. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end the chat now because I really should be getting myself off to bed. And I will say thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure. I'm going to update underneath the video a bit later on how the test strips have fared, any notable changes, etc. So do check back and just have a look. It's either going to be in the description box or it might be a pinned comment. Either way, it'll be fairly easy to find, so I will update on that. And if I find out about the situation with the brand selling bigger bottles, I will be sure to let you know. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Lots of love. Mwah, 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 mwah to you all. Stay safe, keep clean, keep hygienic. Maybe I'll do a live feed, best perfumes for self-isolation. If you want a live stream on perfumes to wear when you're self-isolating, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to like the video. Liking the video does do me a little bit of a favour, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, and I will see you next time. Sweetie, do you want to come and just say bye to everyone? Come on, come on, come on. Come on in. Come on, come on. Come on, they're all waiting now. I've just said goodbye, and now I'm teasing them with some of you. Come on in, baby. Come on. Come on in. Let me get. That's it. That's it, sweetie. Let's show your face to the world. She's got a wet face because she's had her face in water, haven't you? Yeah. Look at everyone. Look at the camera. That's it. He's a good girl. Off you go then. You played your part well. Cheers, everyone.